Hey friends, it's Elizabeth here from the Everyday Storyteller, and I am back with a Q1 planner and journal flip through. So here I have the three main planners slash journals that I have been using for Q1. You might notice that they are different than the ones that I have in my 2023 planner setup video, because they are. A couple of things have remained the same, but I do have one big change, which you might be able to see right here. So before I actually start flipping through my planners and journals from Q1, I'm actually going to show you where I store all of this. So this is my Delfonics utility pouch. I believe this is in the medium size, 14 pockets. I got this off of Amazon for super cheap for myself for Christmas. I have some pins on here. I will link the pin company below in case you wanted to join me. I have my fountain pens right here, which is actually not the best because I've lost my fountain pens multiple times around the house because they're not super, they don't really stay in here even though they're fairly large. In the back here I have my Zig Clean Color Dot markers. And then inside the pouch, I have a bunch of my journaling staples, glue runner, tabbies. I have a stamping block, some scissors, the current clean dot zig marker that I am using for the month, a couple of extra pens and washi, and then my passport size traveler's notebooks, which were a part of my original 2023 planner lineup, but I have not actually used them so far this year, so they just live in here for the time being, and I bring them out every once in a while to look at them. Also, everything pretty much lives in the main pouch, so I can kind of do this and everything fits, and I can just bring this around with me, which I really like. I love that everything that I need is kind of in one bag, and I can just take this with me upstairs or downstairs or wherever I am journaling slash planning. All right, so let's get back to the Q1 flip through. All right, so I am going to go ahead and flip through my journals first. So I started off the year wanting to use my A6 HON Hobonichi notebook as my daily journal, and so far I've actually kept up with it and I'm really proud of my progress. So let's quickly flip through that. The beginning pages are fairly blank, where the monthlies and everything are, but I did add this little sticker from Brandy Kincaid that says, "Slowing is not stopping." I love Brandy's stickers from her Extravagant Hope mailings. I have a bunch of things that I've hoarded from that, so that's how I open up this journal. I am tracking where we are in the month, or where we are in the year, by just highlighting through the weeks that have passed. I have not done anything on the tracker pages or really the monthly pages. I've added a couple of notes, but overall they're pretty blank. So let's get to January. So I started off January thinking that I would do a quote from the day, a log, and then a good thing that happened that day. And I kept that up for pretty much all of January, I think, before it became too overwhelming. As you can see, I was experimenting with fountain pens. I have a couple of different colors, a couple of different pens inked up, so I kind of alternate which color I write in. And then one of the things that I loved doing in my Hobonichi last year was watercoloring in my Hobonichi, so I kind of decided that I was going to do that this year as well, even though I hadn't originally planned on doing that in my Hobonichi. I planned on really doing it, I don't know, kind of more like this, which I do like, but I also like this. So I think it's important to kind of go with the flow a little bit and if you're liking something, you can have it for a little while, and then if that's no longer bringing you joy, you can do something more like this. So pretty much at the start of the week on Saturday or Sunday, I will take the time to watercolor in the coming week's pages. As you can see here, I did some swatching, some experimenting. Some of these are super ugly, like this is super ugly. And then some of them are okay. I don't mind these or these. I did say that I've been doing a really good job with keeping up with this as a daily journal, but there have been a couple of times where I haven't felt the need to journal through the day. This was a hard couple of days, and I left these blank, watercolored on them because it was giving me joy, and then I went back and sideways I actually wrote some thoughts about a book that I was reading, and that is what I plan on continuing to do whenever I have blank spots in this journal. Again, part of a really hard week. Have some more book thoughts over here. I will definitely add some more on this page as well. And then I'm slowly getting back into the daily journaling. I never do anything on the golds pages. I don't know why, really. Tried to go back to kind of more of a organized way of doing this with more of like a log style. So in February, I wanted to join in on the 5 things, which was monthly or daily prompts for the entire month of February that Liz Lane did. I will have that linked down below. She ran a class that was delivered via email every day, and I was going to add that at the top of each of my daily pages. But very quickly, I dropped off the wagon because there was just not enough room in this A6 Hobonichi to include those 5 things and also write as much as I wanted as a log. So at around this point, I decided to stop using actual watercolor paints in my Hobonichi, and I decided to use up the fountain pen samples that I was getting. So all of these watercolors are actually done with fountain pen ink, and it's a really good way to make sure that things kind of match. I did a really good job in February of making sure that things matched. Didn't do such a great job in March, but that's okay. Little spot here, some ink stains. This is a washi sticker that I got from Amazon. Every once in a while I will put stickers in here as long as they are the washi style. Some more journaling. As you can see, I was having trouble with this ink. You can barely see the writing on the page, but that's okay. This is where I do most of my writing with my fountain pen, so sometimes there are inks that work really well, and then some inks don't work really well. So it really just depends. And if I can't use them in my Hobonichi A6, I'm pretty sure I give it like 3 tries to use it in my Hobonichi A6 with cleaning the pen and then re-inking the pen, and if it still doesn't work, I switch inks because nobody has time for that. Definitely loved the Ferris Wheel Press Velvet Ballet color for February. That was probably one of my favorite fountain pen inks that I've tried so far. This is March, again, goal page, not finished, that's okay. So again, lots of writing. This journal is definitely very fact-based. I approach it as kind of a daily log. Sometimes I write more, sometimes I write less. But either way, it's kind of just like a jotter that I complete at the end of the day that tells me kind of what we did during the day. So here we are. This was a yellow ink. I really love that color. Over here, I started to leave like a sidebar for my watercolor, and then I would write on the other side when I knew that I didn't have much to journal about that day. We're getting to the end of March. These 2 pages are blank. I will not come back and fill these in with journaling. I will just do the same thing that I did earlier in the year, where I will flip the book over and I will write a book review of sorts here on those 2 pages. And I totally don't mind that. I think that's completely valid. Not every day needs to be documented like this. So we are almost at the end of March. More watercolors. I really love this color. This is the Wearingeul Stars on a Hill or something like that. But it's a really pretty color. This is the straight from the bottle version, and then this is watered down a tiny bit. As you can see, the colors are really quite different. This was horrible. This was me trying out a different color of ink to see if I wanted it in a pen. But yeah, some of these are good, some of these are bad. All right, so that is the end of quarter one in my 2023 HON book. I did want to show you kind of what's happening to the cover. I don't know, this is the hardcover Hobonichi, and I didn't really feel the need to put a plastic cover on it, but I've noticed that over time, this gold embossing that says 2023 is slowly coming off, and I'm not sure if it's because I'm not super precious with it and don't store it in like a specific place in its own specific little pouch. But yeah, it's kind of rubbing off, and that doesn't bug me, but it kind of bugs me. I think about it every time I look at it. So does it bug me? I don't know. But yeah, that is my Hobonichi HON notebook. I will say that I never really got why so many people have said that the colors are distracting in the Hobonichi until I got to April, and the color is bright pink. And even though I am using pink for April in my fountain pens, like, this is bright, y'all. Like, there's just a big red spot down here, and especially with pink ink, I found that I can't really write down here because you can't read what I wrote because this is also pink. So that's kind of annoying. So I definitely do get why the colors are a little bit distracting sometimes. More than I used to anyway, when I wasn't using this as a daily journal and I wasn't trying to fill the whole page. But overall, I still like the usability of this notebook as my daily journal. And at the end of the year last year, I really got into long form journaling in a traveler's notebook. So I started one for what I thought was going to be the first quarter of 2023, but this is all that I have accomplished in this traveler's notebook. So as you can see, a bunch of watercolors, lots and lots of writing when I actually do get in here to write. This is a lot more personal journaling, so I'm not going to share that. But yeah, I haven't really gotten in here as much as I wanted to. Mostly because something that I've noticed about myself is I tend not to want to journal through the hard things. So I prefer going back to journal about those things more of like as a summary. So I found myself kind of stepping back from the long form journaling in the moment this year. But I'm hoping that I will get back into it in quarter two. All right, so next up are the planners. As you can see, I have two similarly sized weekly planners, and if you've watched my 2023 planner lineup, you'll know that I did not start out like this. I do have, I already had this Liberty Fabrics Hobonichi Weeks as part of my lineup, but this one is new. So let's go through this Hobonichi Weeks first. So for this Hobonichi Weeks, this is what I'm considering my personal planner. I jot down my workouts, my water intake, when I'm feeling it, what I eat during the day, and just some weekly tasks that I need to make sure are done. I do decorate in here. This is a horrible spread. I hate that color. But I do decorate in here with those washi stickers that I mentioned from Amazon. I use these Cocoa Daisy planner stickers, and I hate this page because it doesn't, I hate the texture. This is no. I don't mind this, but the actual paper planner stickers, I'm not a fan of in the Hobonichi. So as you can see, sometimes it's very empty, and then other times it's emptier. I've kind of fallen off the bandwagon of like filling this in March and April, mostly because I don't know, I have too many planners now. Last year I only had one planner slash journal, and that was my Hobonichi A5. And it worked really well for me, but I wanted to separate things, and now I think I might be too separated. So I am going to keep up with this for the rest of the year. Hopefully I might switch things around and this becomes a different type of planner, but I do love the Hobonichi Weeks, so I am going to try to keep up with it. Some fountain pen swatches are in the back. And then in the notes pages, this is the regular notes pages. So in the notes pages, I have incoming mail. This is just like my personal mail, like fun money stuff. A list of the media that we are consuming, so books, movies, TV shows, and then our rating, and then also what inks are in my fountain pen. So there's that, and that is my Hobonichi Weeks. I do love this fabric. I saw Kaylee Gray, and she actually had this same Hobonichi Weeks planner, and she took out the planner pages and then made it into a notebook, and I really love that idea. And ever since I saw that, I've been like, should I do that? Because I am very influenced by anything that Kaylee does. And I'm wondering, you guys, like, I'm like, should I do that? Maybe I will do that. We have a trip coming up in July, hopefully, and I'm like, yeah, this is like a perfectly small size that would totally work. But I don't know, for right now, I'm gonna try to keep using it as a personal planner and a tracker for all of my, my small personal things. All right, so if you remember from my planner lineup, I had a A5 take-a-note planner, and that was going to be my YouTube / Instagram social media planner, and that did not work. Mostly because I have been very off and on with my social media and everything lately. So much so that I don't necessarily need a planner to like do it. And a lot because the A5 take a note just didn't work for me. As you can see from the rest of my planner stack, this year I've been kind of going towards the smaller size, and the A5 take a note just seemed so big. Plus it has the week on 2 spreads, and even though I was doing kind of like a Dutch door type thing so that I could see my weekly overview and also the pages, it was really annoying to me, and I just decided that I wasn't going to do it anymore. So I went and got this Estelle Weeks, what is it called? What does she call it? I'm gonna look. Yeah, so I went and got the Estelle 2023 Classic Weeks. This comes in 2 volumes. This is December through June. Honestly, usually I like having December in here, but to be honest, it's a lot of pages in there for nothing. But I think that was because I totally got it at the end of the year, and so I just have a lot of pages that really have no use. So I am using those for note pages. Again, this one tracks how caught up I am on Project Life. As you can see, not that caught up, although all of January is done, so yay me. I did not use the December calendar at all, so I'm just adding in my fountain pen swatches because I love my fountain pennings and I just want to put them everywhere. Note pages, trip planning. I am doing a slightly less in-depth version of the ranking Taylor Swift songs from Claire from Online. I will have her link down below. I think Linda from Linda Loves Creating is also doing this, and I love Taylor Swift music, so I decided that I was going to join in on the fun. I've only ranked one album so far, and it is hard, but it's really fun, and every time I feel like listening to Taylor Swift, I will just go through one of the albums at random and rank the songs. So that's really fun. I started this particular planner in March. Yeah, so the 6th of March. I am using fountain pen ink to watercolor in here as well. I also added some printables from Erin Ware, which I really love. I kind of love this week more than any other week that I have done so far. As you can see, I haven't really had anything to put in here because I haven't done much on social media and stuff, and this is supposed to be my social media planner. But I am still plugging away on it. I do enjoy it. I enjoy the style of like the week on the one page and then daily pages. This week was actually really busy because we had a lot of appointments. And I really love how this one turned out. I was taking some notes on videos that Allie put out for Day in the Life. And this works really well for that. I have my month and then this week. So far I've really enjoyed it as like a creative outlet, and then if I need it as a planner, I can just add my plans in here as well. I don't mind that there's a lot of blank pages during the week, really. I can always go back and use them as note pages if I really want to. It's just more of a creative outlet and a as needed basis for a planner, which is really working well for me right now. So that is pretty much my planner and journal stack for Q1. I would love to know what you are using. Are you using the same planners and journals that you thought you would at the beginning of the year? Have they changed? Have you used any of the things that I am using? Let me know in the comments down below. And thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day. Bye.